Namaskar and hello everyone. Hope you guys are doing good today. My today's session is about how do you get started with your blogging. So by now, I hope that you would have established your blog. So this session is exclusively on how do you create content and how do you amplify the same. So each one of us here who probably are doing the session after my last few lessons, you might be on Facebook and Twitter as well as on LinkedIn. But I believe you might be on that even before this course because I assume that you would have registered for this course after looking at the ads on any of these platforms. Now remember, we have about Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and we do a lot of activities there. But whatever we do there do not remain on the timelines for longer run, and not many of us go and explore what we had actually tweeted or posted in the past. It's just that Facebook is bringing up what you did on this day last year. Otherwise, we don't really dig what happened a few years back on this particular day. So, whatever you post on these social networking sites remains in the social networking sites, but whatever you post on your blog, there are higher chances that it gets received by a larger audience because the content written on blog is searchable on Google, and as well as your blog is a unique identity when compared to your other identities on internet. So, when you blog, you talk a lot about your blog presence as well as you are more likely to be called as a blogger, so you create your unique identity out there on internet. So blogging is important because only fortunate few blogs, and you should be one of the bloggers out there. Remember, it's not important that you only blog in English. Even if you are good at a particular vernacular language and you know to type it on the keyboard, then I would recommend you to use that vernacular language as a tool and start blogging with that itself. Now, blogging is very important because there's a strong relationship between search engine optimization and your blogging strategies. That's why you will notice a lot of companies today are investing in corporate blogging because they need to really get their SEO going right, and that will only happen with content marketing strategies. And these content marketing strategies work brilliant when they are on the blogging platform. Remember, there are three types of bloggers: corporate bloggers, personal bloggers, and niche bloggers. Personal bloggers are those who basically create stories on the blog like in their personal diary. So they talk about anything and everything. So they talk about meeting their grandmother, mom feeding them, and they write poems, they write their feelings, they write about everything that they feel is right. So personal bloggers has got to do more with the personal identity. It's a personal choice to write stories, the personal stories out there, which not many people are actually reading it, because if you have to write all of these on the blog, then you can rather do that on Facebook and Twitter, but not on your blogging platform. So it is important that you create your niche blog. Now, niche blog is basically very subjective. You choose a particular topic and then you talk about it on your blog. Your blog topic, your blog title can be anything. It can be a travel blog, it can be a food blog, it can be a fashion blog, it can be a digital marketing blog, or it can be a blog of even music and dance. So you have to pick up the niche in which you want to specialize. So even before you blog, you need to understand what your niche is. So you need to really focus on that one particular thing, which is basically your identity. So that identity can eventually help you in establishing your identity on the digital space. So identifying your true potential and showcasing that through blogging platform is more important than just randomly blogging on any topic. So for example, this blog is all about simple Indian food, and this blog again is about food, which is the positioning here is right. So the moment you look at the blog, you just look at it, the blog title is rice and curry, the other blog was called simple Indian food blog. So the moment you look at the title of the blog itself, you can understand that this blog is all about food and food. So you need to really pick up a niche in which you're gonna talk. And here is another example of a blog which is about social media in Sri Lanka. So you need to pick up that topic in which your core specialization is, and you need to write about it more often on your blogging platform. Now there are corporate bloggers. These bloggers are the bloggers who create the identity because of the content that they contribute on the corporate website. Now, corporate blogging is nothing about, it's, let's say for example, Ramco has its blog on ramco.com/blog or blog.ramco.com. Now, there are many contributors for it. You have external writers, you have internal writers who contribute content here. Eventually, this helps in building the company's brand out there with the thought leadership content which is produced by the employees internally. Now, some of the important criterias of starting your blog. So, you have to pick where to write, what to write, how to write, and how to promote. The golden rule of blogging is passion about blogging plus patience and writing blog posts can help you succeed. So you need to really be very sure about what are you going to write on, plus how beautiful you write about it, and how well you promote it. So it's about where to write, what to write, how to write, and how do you promote it. So where to write. If you notice in our last lessons, we had focused mainly on creating a WordPress platform. So you have various options. You can write on Blogspot, you can write on WordPress, or you can write on LinkedIn Publishing. There might be other blogging platforms as well where you can write. But in nutshell, you can actually write on WordPress. It's because you can customize your URL, you can customize the themes, you can do a lot of customization with the plugins available there. Blogging has become all the more easier with WordPress, so I will recommend you that. Blogspot is good, but it was very, very popular in the past, not any more popular now. But still, if you're a beginner and you want to start with Blogspot and then later transport your Blogspot to WordPress, that's also perfectly okay. LinkedIn is good provided you have a great network on your LinkedIn connections. But remember, whatever you post on LinkedIn remains on LinkedIn. Yes, you might see that coming on search engines also in the future. But in nutshell, it's not a platform where you can customize your theme or you can have a lot of plugins. You can't really do search engine optimization as per your interest. So you need to really be sure which platform you pick. So my suggestion would be you go with WordPress. Now, what to write? So before you get started, you need to answer this question. Because of your blog, who will get benefited with what? So for example, because of my blog, people who are interested in digital marketing will get benefited with latest updates on the industry. So focus is the word which you need to really be aware of when you're starting with blog. Be clear what are you creating and for whom. Classify your audience and categorize them. Make at least 5 blog posts or topics for these categories that you have created. So this is one way of starting with your blog. So remember, I'll repeat. It's about what are you creating and for whom. It's about how do you classify your audience in 5 categories, and then for each of this category you come up with blog titles which you believe will interest them. Or you first list down those 50 headlines that you're comfortable to work with and identify who need these answers. For example, you write down digital marketing agency, digital marketing tips, digital marketing how-tos, and then you answer who will be benefiting out of these titles that you will be writing on. How are you going to promote this blog post to them specifically? Let's look at the first option here, classifying your audience patterns. For example, mine is a digital marketing blog, and I'm categorizing my content readers into 5 different categories here. Beginners or learners, experts, agencies, marketing managers, and industry verticals. So when I say industry verticals, I mean various industries who are interested in digital marketing and who is looking for information. So now let's look at what will I contribute for beginners or learners. So many of you who are reading my blog post are beginners. So for you, I will be having how-tos, tips, basics, definitions, cartoons, video-based blogs. For experts, I will talk about best practices, case studies of digital marketing, in-depth methodologies, trends, and how to go about it, and latest news about acquisitions or latest innovation in digital marketing. I might want to contribute content on that. Agencies, what's the latest news in the market? ROI of digital marketing, best practices of digital marketing, case studies and interviews that basically helps agencies out there. What will be suitable for marketing managers? Usually marketing managers do not have time to learn about how-tos and tips because they are not into the beginners and learners category. They are more into the management category. So they might want to understand the budgeting models of digital marketing, industry focuses on how industry is growing, importance of social media, research, facts, survey results. They are more interested in management level of digital marketing, which tools to deploy, which tools can give you better results. So those are the kind of updates that they would want to have. Now, focusing on the industry verticals out there, the kind of content that industry verticals will expect is industry relevant case studies. For example, let's say I'm talking about healthcare and digital marketing. The audience is going to expect healthcare digital marketing case studies, research facts. They might be wanting work culture, reviews, product trials, white papers, survey results, everything related to healthcare and digital marketing. So this is how I classify my audience patterns and then start writing content on them. So similarly, you need to first figure out who your audience are, and then you come up with blog titles for them, and then you start writing for them. How to write your blog post. Now, the most important thing in your blog is how cool is your title, or how SEO friendly is your title. So there are two kind of titles that works, guys. One is SEO friendly titles. For example, if the keyword is digital marketing techniques, 10 best digital marketing techniques for you, it's the kind of title that I will have, because I want to please search engines to crawl my blog post and then start listing my blog on the top list of Google. Now, you need to start with your blog titles, then you have to introduce the content, use headings to break down, make lists for easy read, use bold and italics in your content, use links whenever you're giving reference, or you can interlink your own blog post, use images or SlideShare embeds or YouTube embeds to make it look very appealing, or have infographics added there. Keep your paragraph short, use keywords, and be original. So these are some of the important ingredients to make a successful blog post out there. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to write a blog post in front of you just for your understanding, or I'm going to edit one of the old blog posts out there just for your understanding on how do I derive at those. Before you understand, or before we get started there, just let's look at some of the crucial aspects here. Headlines matter a lot. List still works. For example, 20 ways to do so and so, or 17 best digital marketing agencies, or 20 places to hang out in Chennai, 20 amazing vegetarian restaurants in Chennai. So these list matters a lot. Incorporate keywords in your titles. Focus on SEO friendly titles and curiosity building titles. So these are two different kind of titles that you might have to work on while you create blog posts out there. So example of curiosity building titles which goes viral on social media. Now let's look at this. Watch this Pakistani cricket fan talk about destroying Team India if given a chance. So that's curiosity building title. Indians are banned at these 5 places in India. So you have to click on it in order to figure out which are those 5 places. India's richest beggars will make you feel really bad about yourself. So again, these are all curiosity building titles, which is not very search engine friendly, but they do well on social media. What are SEO friendly titles? The difference between curiosity building titles and SEO friendly titles are these. Your SEO friendly titles are very, very simple. So you identify the keyword, you match up with any of these words, and then you create your title of the blog. Let's look at this keyword, digital marketing. Keyword is digital marketing, and I am going to now look at the blog titles. Why should you learn digital marketing? What is digital marketing and why should you invest in it? How to create a successful digital marketing strategy. List of best digital marketing training institutes in India. List of best digital marketing agencies in India. Digital marketing tips for you in format of an infographic. Digital marketing case study in format of a video. Interview with a digital marketing expert. Digital marketing trends of 2016. Best digital marketing case studies of India. Best practices of digital marketing for 2015, or 2015 best practices in digital marketing. So basically, if you notice, I have taken the word keyword, I have taken the word digital marketing, and I have added these suffixes to them and created a blog post title out there. So it's important that you identify keywords that is associated with your business or with your domain or with your interest. Use Google Keywords Planner tool and start deploying the tool for your business or for yourself. And this tool can eventually help you in identifying those words on which you are going to build your blog titles on. Yeah, so what we are going to do right now, I'm just going to do a quick search on Google Keywords Planner, and I'm going to write a blog post, the Google Keywords Planner tool, and this is a free tool and which basically can help you in identifying those keywords. So let's just experience my audience that I'm to target is from Sri Lanka, so I'm focusing on that. and the keyword that I want to use is digital marketing. So I make a search query here. So in Sri Lanka, there are about 320 people who search for digital marketing every month. So I will basically now create a blog title considering this keyword. So let's look at how do I write the blog post. I have used the word 17 in the title. So 17 best digital marketing agencies in Sri Lanka. So when people are trying to search for digital marketing agencies in Sri Lanka, this blog is going to be on top. Best marketing agencies in Sri Lanka, this is going to be on top. Digital marketing in Sri Lanka, this blog is going to be on top. So now I'm going to start this blog with an introduction. I'm going to interlink this article with an article that I have written on the same domains before. With this new one. So introduction is made, the hyperlinking is done. Now I am introducing those agencies out there. I also write down this list is made in no particular order, so that people don't come and say me that why am I listed on 16 position or 15 position. So I've listed down these agencies. I have linked these agencies to their website, so that they also get a backlink and they also get a notification someone has listed them. I use the title in the SEO tool. So I've listed down the title here with the meta tags, how the title will appear on the social networking site, and the choice of image that gets updated there. The open graph that I'm using, is for the large image in the Twitter. So when someone tweets, it goes along with the picture. So that's about it. My blog is done. Title, introduction, body, and then there is a conclusion. At the end I say, if you believe I have not listed down any particular agency in Sri Lanka, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. In my next edit, I will ensure that the agency gets listed. So here is a strong call to action which I'm adding at the bottom. So the blog is done. If you notice, the blog has about 975 to 1000 words. So a good blog post should be not less than 600 to 700 words. Many of you do blogs with 100 words or 150 words. Remember, that doesn't please the search engines. This is an era where Google demands a lot of quality content, and one blog post should be really exhaustive research piece. So write a lot in detail, because it will eventually help you in bringing your website on top list of Google. So for example, now after this blog is done, so this is how the blog looks in the final stage. Title, image, listings, and call to action. So what do I do next? So once you finish your blog, you need to really understand two important things. How do we drive the call to action? So if you notice at the bottom, I've asked people to comment on my blog their thoughts about which is the best digital marketing agency. I also ask people about the list of agencies. If I have missed out something, please feel free to add, and I will edit it on my next edit out there. Now, something which is very important is, once you write your blog, you need to really promote it. So writing the blog alone will not help. For example, you create your business or you establish a business and you don't promote it. So one of the most important element of blogging is promoting your blog post. So writing alone will not help. You need to really take your blogs and promote it all across. So here are some of the techniques that I follow in order to promote the blog. So once the blog is written, I will make a post about it on my Facebook. I will make a post about it on my LinkedIn. So I'll share this as a status update on my Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. I will share this also in the relevant communities and groups out there. So post to group, Sri Lanka, social media Sri Lanka, the blog is 17 best digital marketing agencies in Sri Lanka. Share. So I'm sharing this as status. I'm sharing it in the groups. Similarly, I'll make a tweet about it. I'll promote it using the right hashtags. So hashtag here is digital marketing, Sri Lanka, Colombo. Sharing the blog post and tagging Sri Lankan friends out there who are into digital marketing. So basically it's important that you build your connections with like-minded people so that you can get inputs from them once you finish your blog post. So one good way is promoting it on the social media channels of your own. Second is on your company's pages. Let's say I'm posting this on my official company page, which is Ecome's page. So if you notice, the moment someone searches for digital marketing agencies in Sri Lanka, my blog is already there organically on the 3rd position right now, so which was just published 5 days ago. So it's important that you identify the right keyword. Now, I don't see any other competitors or any other bloggers who have written about the same topic. So I don't have a relevant blog post where I can go and comment, but I can go on the companies which is listed on my blog here. It's important that I basically tell them that I have listed them down on the blog. So what I'll do right now, I'll promote this content on the page while I'm collecting all the Twitter handles of the agencies and boost this post exclusively to those people. I'm boosting this post to people living in Sri Lanka for $1 who are interested so people living in Sri Lanka for $1. I have boosted this for them, and these are the people who are part of my community on Facebook, boosting it for them. So they are more likely to see this on the timelines. So that's the paid way of promoting this blog. So I'm going to take these Twitter handles and individually going to tweet them and say, congratulations, you are now listed on the list of best digital marketing agencies of Sri Lanka. So that's some simple methods for promoting your blog post, where I have used the paid means, boosting the post, organic means by posting it on the social media channels, social media page, finding out people, relevant people, and tweeting to them, figuring out the agencies who's got listed and congratulating them. I'm also going to figure out the relevant digital marketing blog posts and going to comment there, asking for opinions from the experts from the Sri Lankan industry. So this is how I'm going to amplify my content. Other ways is to finding out forums or groups on Facebook as well as on LinkedIn or other digital marketing forums and promoting the content there. So some of the other important ways of promoting your content is using this title and this in your email signature. I'm also going to send out an email to all my Sri Lankan subscribers and tell them that I have listed down these agencies and would love to see their inputs coming. Find out relevant blog posts on the same topics and comment there, but we saw that we didn't see any blog post out there. We have to bookmark our blog. We have to post on relevant Facebook groups, such as if you're writing something about Chennai or writing something about digital marketing, which is relevant to the country, you can post it in Chennai Bloggers Club. Similarly, there might be other Bloggers Club in Sri Lanka where this can be promoted. Promote it on social media channels, listening people on Twitter who's talking about digital marketing and tweeting back to them. And that's about content amplification techniques out there. One of the best ways is paid promotions, which I have already practiced, so that with $1 or $2 I'm trying to make this content reach to those digital marketing guys who are already part of my community out there. So that's just some example of blogging or promotion of the blog post. Remember, you need to really answer this question. After visiting this blog, I want readers to do a specific action. For example, I am writing this blog with an objective that I want to identify which is the favorite digital marketing agency by people in Sri Lanka. So I am asked this question at the bottom, which is your favorite agency. I also want people to help me build this list. So I've left it open for people to not to call this as 17 agency alone. That's not the conclusion. So they can also contribute content there in the comment. When to write. So if you are a new blogger, then you have to at least write on a day-to-day basis. One blog post per day is a good start. If after 3 months you can make it 2 blog posts per week, and after 6 months you can make it 2 blog posts per month on a detailed subject out there. But as a beginner, you should blog on a day-to-day basis, because the more you blog, the higher the chances that you make Google crawl your website again and again. But ensure whatever you blog is original and quality content out there. Some more blogging tips. So these are some unusual practices that I have seen has worked wonder. So you also should practice this for your blog. Create a new element that makes you stand out of your crowd every week, something that only you are doing. So publish something new every time. For example, link roundups, where there are some bloggers who just write down which is the content which is readable. Let's say, for example, Social Media Examiner, which is one of the popular sites for you to learn digital marketing or social media marketing or get some industry updates, does a roundup every Sunday or every weekend where it talks about what was new in this week. So it basically compiles all that links from different blogs of social networking sites and then make a story out of it, which is very interesting. At one place you get to know what are the latest updates in the industry. Do interviews, because that's best way for you to drive traffic. So search for people who are expert in your domain or other bloggers who are expert in your domain. So give them a backlink from your blog and talk about them on your blog, or interview them. You're more likely to see them talk about you or promote your blog because they've got featured. Use cartoons. I have a blog post which is exclusively about digital marketing cartoons. So I make my team do some amazing cartoons out there, which is really hilarious. So 2 cartoons because that's unique. Awards and rankings. So ranked best agencies, best digital marketing blogs, because that works well. So start gaining authority over the subject and start writing about that quite more often, so that you can become that person who can actually give rankings and awards to people. Share everything that you learn. So this is something from Jay Beard's blog, which I love the most. Remember, how far will you open it to the audience out there? So if you notice my blog, I share everything that I know. Through these videos that I'm doing, I share everything that I learn. So share everything that you basically know. So if you've got content there, you need to even share that as well, so that you need to really get naked in front of the audience with the knowledge that you have. Share everything that you know on internet to become an expert. Quote to remember: giving someone a list of ingredients doesn't make them a chef. So that means you just don't have to worry about that whatever you know will be optimized by used by somebody else. Remember, people will always give credit to what they have learned from you. At the end, remember one thing: your blog is your trampoline. So you eventually have to drive traffic there. I have been insisting on this blog again and again, and this is my last session on the blogging. But remember, If you blog quite often, you are more likely to become successful on the internet space. So use your blog as a trampoline where you're going to jump and reach out to other social networking sites in order to promote the content that you're writing on your blog. So have a game plan, optimize for results, actively market what you're writing, and aim at conversions when you write your blog. So aim at something that you want to achieve out of your blog post. It can be your recognition in the industry, your recognition in the digital marketing agencies out there in Sri Lanka, or it can be anything that basically help you in calling it as a conversion. A recognition can itself be called as a conversion. However, I always aim at blog subscription or subscription for my free digital marketing course. That's my mission with all my content marketing strategies out there. So that's about it. May you have any questions, please feel free to tweet to me. And I would love to see your questions not coming on my community today, but coming to my Twitter handle, which is @Saurav Jain, and tweet to me all the questions out there. Thank you so much.